Hello and welcome back, children. Today we are going to learn about Anandi Gopal and autobiography. Part 1, Class 8, First Language English. So when you come across this word autobiography, what runs in your mind? Let's see first. It's a pre-reading task. I would like to ask you, do you know what is biography? Can you guess? Yes, somebody is answering? Yes, you guessed right. Biography means the story of a person's life written by somebody else. When we get impressed on somebody, when we like somebody, when we try to know about them, what we do? We like to write about them. We like to know more about them. We are very much interested in their achievements or goal or something. So many people we have seen, many of them have written about the great Bapuji Mahatma Gandhi ji, father of our nation, first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and many others, isn't it? About many poets, about many kings, about many persons who have achieved a lot which they like, which they have a passion in it. Like poets, like writers, authors and so on. Even many have written about great personalities which they get impressed in their life, which they cannot forget. So one such type of persons only we are going to learn today. When you know about biography, obviously you would have known about what is autobiography also, isn't it? So let us see what do you mean by autobiography? Autobiography is the story of a person's life written by the person himself. So you know, biography is a life and work or story or whatever it is, writing, knowing about that particular person and somebody else is writing about it. That is biography. And autobiography is the person itself is writing about his own story. So he must have too much of guts, isn't it? Because when you're writing an autobiography, you need to tell almost all the truth hidden in your life. So we should be dare enough truth in our life, isn't it? All of us are dare enough to tell? No, we are all very covered. We are all too covered. We don't like to tell what is happening. There are so many things hidden in our life. We don't like to express everything to everybody. And we are not so dare enough to tell. A person who is dare enough to tell their story to others, really they are too great. Here, this is an autobiography of Anandi Gopal. So before we could go to the story, let us first know about some great women of India. Let us know about few great women of India. Can you guess who is she? Can you guess? She is Aruna Asif Ali. She was an Indian educator, political activist and publisher. So this lady's name, very rare. We have not seen, we have not heard, isn't it? So you might, year after, when you have time, you can learn about her, we can read about her and know more about her, because she is an educator, she is a political activist and a publisher. She was an active participant in the Indian independence movement. She is widely remembered for hoisting the Indian national flag at the Gowalia Tank Maidan, Bombay during Quit India. So this lady is very brave lady. She did not get afraid of the Britishers. During the British rule itself, what she has done, she hoisted the national flag at the Gowalia Tank Maidan, Bombay during Quit India. She must be too dare enough, isn't it, children? So this is about Aruna Asif Ali. We have so much to tell about her, but I have taken very few points about, because we should learn still more about few other women also. The next woman is Vijayalakshmi Pandit. So about Vijayalakshmi Pandit. She is Vijayalakshmi Pandit. She was an Indian diplomat and politician who was elected as the first female president of UN General Assembly. So everybody have heard about UN General Assembly, United Nations Organization, UNO. In UNO, in General Assembly, she was the first female president, an Indian first female president. Very proud of her, isn't it? Vijayalakshmi Pandit is one of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's sister. Very nice, isn't it? His sister, his daughter, both are of great personalities, Nehru's family. The next woman is Madam Kama. She was the first patriot who unfurled India's flag at an international assembly. She turned away from a life of luxury and lived in exile to serve her country. She is another great lady. In an international assembly itself, she had so much of guts to hoist the Indian national flag. Really, too brave lady she was. She left all her luxury life. If she wanted, she would have left. She was a rich lady. But she left all her luxury life and went to lived in exile. She was living a separate life. She was living out of her luxury life, out of her country, to serve her country. So such a great woman lived in our country. Madam Kama was the fierce patriot, and the mighty British government grew afraid of her. She made the British government itself afraid, fear, because she was such a fierce lady. So we are learning about very great women in our country who lived in this country and made great progress during the freedom movement. Next is Sister Nivedita. She was an Irish teacher, author, social activist, school founder and disciple of Swami Vivekananda. She spent her childhood and early youth in Ireland. She is another great lady, Sister Nivedita. She is an Irish lady. She gave up her all worldly life and she came and joined as a disciple of Swami Vivekananda and followed all his principles. Her early life and the youth life and all she spent in Ireland. She learned the ideal of service to mankind as the service of God. Very wonderful, isn't it? It's Swami Vivekananda's policy. She tells that, what he tells, the service to mankind. First, let us help the mankind. That is like equal to service of God. So, the same thing even she followed. She tells that she learned the ideal of service to mankind as the service of God. The next person, Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi. Who is this Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi? We all know only Indira Gandhi. We don't know about Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi. She is Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi's the full name is Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi. Do you know who she? Yes, she is a daughter of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. She was an Indian politician and a central figure of the Indian National Congress. She has achieved a lot in her life when she lived. The great lady, Iron Lady of India, she was the first and the only female Prime Minister of India and also daughter of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of India. Really wonderful. So, if we go on saying about everybody, today the whole day we like to speak about these great women, isn't it? So, let us match the following personalities with their description. Here, I have brought you this description. Let us match with the two people. I have brought two people here. Let us match with their description. A fierce patriot who first unfurled the Indian national flag at an international assembly. Who is she? Is she Vijayalakshmi Pandit? Or Madam Kama? Whom do you think? Guess? Yes, she is none else, Madam Kama. The next one. Young Margaret Noble came under the spell of Swami Vivekananda. Whom do you think she is? Sister Nivedita or Aruna Asif Ali? Guess? Yes, she is none else, Sister Nivedita. The next. She was undoubtedly one of the greatest political leaders of India, the one and only first woman Prime Minister of India. Whom do you think she is? Vijayalakshmi Pandit? Vijayalakshmi Pandit? Or Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi? Whom do you think is right guess? Yes, she is Indira Priyadarshini Gandhi. Yes, it was very nice to listen and it was very nice to learn about few great women of India. Now let us go to the new words. Glossary. The first word is rapid. Let us see what is the meaning of rapid. Happening at a great speed. You come across rapid every day, isn't it? What is rapid? Happening at a great speed. Let us see one sentence on rapid. There has been a rapid growth in the number of new business in the town. Can you see? This indicates a business fast. The progress, the fast progress or the quick progress or the rapid progress. This image indicates the rapid growth. Isn't it? There's been rapid growth in the number of new business in the town. The next word, acquire. Come to have. We acquire. You have too much of example in acquire. Let us see one sentence on acquire. She acquired a fortune after selling her stocks. So when she became lucky, she became very fortunate when after selling all the stock. So this is very nice to see, isn't it, children? The next one, trial. Something that tests a person's endurance or patience. So let us see here. He would simply have to learn by trial and error. When we learn something, when we go in trial, when we are put into trial only, we learn about good things. When we see some error in us only, many of them say, do not get afraid. When you do mistakes, when you are into trial, when they check you, when they test you, only then you will be corrected. So we learn many things in our trial, in our error, isn't it? So when we go for a trial, only then we come to know the right way, the right path. The next is tribulation. Is nothing but trouble or suffering. So the play is about the tribulations of a family of immigrants in New York. A family is emigrated people in New York. They have too many or so many trouble or sufferings or tribulations. So that has been brought here. Next, astonish, surprise, very greatly. Surprise, very greatly. Surprise is a small word, surprise. Surprise very greatly is astonish. It would astonish you to see how many words she learns in an hour. It's very astonishing, isn't it? In 1 hour, you can learn so much of words. Sometimes it will be astonishing. Impress. When we come across this word impress, when you are impressing someone, you are impressing your parents, you are impressing your friends, you are impressing your teachers, isn't it? You are impressing your friends. He impressed everyone with his knowledge. Everyone got impressed. How? With his knowledge. His knowledge is so nice that we got impressed. Poverty. Every day you come across this word, poverty, a state of being poor. The shadows of poverty and meanness gather around us. Wherever we go, whenever we stay, everybody, a day and day, the poverty grows. Day by day, the poverty grows. There is no end for poverty at all, isn't it? Wherever we go, in whichever country, there we see the poverty rising. The poverty rising every day. So that is what here, the shadows of poverty and meanness gather around us. Wonder, a feeling of surprise. This is also a feeling of surprise, like astonish. It is a great surprise. Here, just a feeling of surprise. Like people are starting to wonder if you don't like them. I wonder, why don't he like me? Something wrong in me? I think he didn't like me. So I'm wondering why he didn't like me. It is a feeling of surprise. Emit. Emit is give out or discharge. So long as bodies in the solid state, the light which they emit through different in ways, like light is being emitted there in a different ways. In vain is nothing but without success. He tried in vain to keep up. We try our level best to keep up, but we fail to do. Tall. Tall has two meanings. Here the tall meaning is damage resulting from something. The tall authorities say at least 10 people have died as a result of the storm. The storm comes, many things happen. Here the tall authorities say that at least 10 people have died as a result of the storm. The effect of the storm is so great that 10 people have died. Renowned is something being famous. The state of being famous is called as renowned. He thus became renowned as a wise prince. After the father, his young son is being called as a prince. A king's son is being called as a prince. Here he became a renowned prince. Wise renowned prince. He thus became renowned as a wise prince. Frustrate. Prevent from succeeding. When we do something hastily, we cannot succeed. But the same way, if you think and do some work properly, we can surely achieve success. I am sure he could read the frustration in my voice. When somebody is angry, when somebody is not in the mood of listening to something, when we say they doesn't have the patience, what they do? Frustration. What they do? They can make out in their voice itself that they are happy or frustrated. Cemetery. Cemetery is a large burial ground. It is also called as a graveyard. The city had 8 cemeteries. When you see the cemetery image, you can easily make out what will be the cemetery. Everybody has to go to this place in the end, isn't it? This is the final stage of each and every human being. So this is all about the new words in this. We will read the autobiography of whom? Anandi Gopal, the first Indian woman to receive education abroad and to obtain a medical degree. You can see this is the image of Anandi Gopal. She was the first female of Indian origin to study and graduate with a degree in medicine in the United States. In the United States, really great, isn't it? In those days itself, she was the first woman who flied United States and completed her medical degree and returned back to India. Imagine those days, women were not sent to school at all. In that stage, how could she manage to go foreign? How could she manage and become a doctor? That too, she was the first woman graduate, the first woman doctor. How did she achieve this? Who was behind her? What is her history? What is her history? How did she achieve this progress? What were the obstacles faced by her? To become a doctor, it was not that easy those days. To get educated only was not that easy. In such case, she completed her degree in medicine. How could she manage? How did she study? What made her desire to become a doctor? We are going to learn all about her in part 2. We are going to elaborate and learn, and we are going to really very impressive story of Anandi Gopal in part 2. Now we shall go to the grammar articles today. We are going to learn articles today. So what is an article? Where do we come across these articles? You have come across and fill up the blanks. Always when the teacher gives you a test, what she gives you? Fill up the blanks with suitable articles. How could you manage articles? How could you write? First of all, you should know what are articles, isn't it? The words a and the are called articles. Where do you put these words into? How do you insert it? Where you fill? Anywhere and everywhere can you fill? You can't. How will you fill? They are generally used before a common noun. Before a common noun. Let us see how. Article A. First we'll see about article A. Article A is used with a word beginning with a consonant sound. What is vowel first of all? How many letters? 5 letters. In 26 letters of alphabets, A, E, I, O, U. The 5 letters are vowels. Very good. The other letters are all, other 21 letters are consonants. Now, the sound, the consonant sound, irrespective of whether the word begins with a vowel letter or consonant letter. Like, example, a doctor. D starts with a consonant sound and consonant letter. A classroom. A tiger. You have to say a doctor. There are so many doctors, isn't it? A doctor is a common noun and it starts with a consonant. And even classroom is a common noun and it starts with a consonant sound. Tiger is also a common noun and it starts with a consonant sound and letter also. Article an is used before a word beginning with vowel sound, irrespective of whether the word begins with a vowel letter or a consonant letter. Now here you can see, irrespective of whether the word begins with a vowel letter or a consonant letter, but sound should be a vowel sound. Can you see here? With the vowel sound, irrespective of whether the word, let it be, the word begins with a consonant also, but the sound should be vowel sound. Then you can use an in front. Like an eye. An eye, it is used in a vowel sound. Here vowel sound and a vowel letter also. An apple. Apple is also starts with a vowel. And an honest. H is what? Consonant, but it sounds honest. Honest is starting with a vowel sound. So you should use an in front of honest. The same way, honest person and an MLA. MLA also starts with vowel sound. So you are supposed to use an in front of MLA. Understood? Article the is used when a singular noun is used for whole group. How? Example, the cow is a useful animal. Now see here, it is a singular noun, cow. You are telling the cow is a useful animal. Before the names of sacred books, which are the sacred books? Yes, Ramayana, Mahabharata. You cannot say Ramayana, Mahabharata. You are not supposed to say like that. Even in front of magazines, newspapers, mountains, rivers, oceans. Now, for example, here, the Ramayana. You are supposed to read as the Ramayana, the Indian Express, etc. It is also used with the superlative degree. What is superlative degree? There are 3 degrees: positive degree, comparative degree and superlative degree. The positive degree is great. If it is a positive degree, great is a positive degree, greater is a comparative degree, greatest is the superlative degree. Tall is a positive degree, taller is a comparative degree, tallest is a superlative degree. So, in front of superlative, tallest, the greatest, okay, in such type of superlative degrees, the article the is used. Example, Asia is the largest continent. Can you see? Asia is the largest continent. Before common nouns, which are names of things unique to the kind, like the sky, the earth, the sun. Understood? We are very clear. We are supposed to use article like this type of unique things, like sky. Sky is very unique to everybody. All of us say sky, isn't it? All of us, it's unique to everyone. Sky, earth, sun, all this. You cannot say sky, a sky. You cannot say that. You should say the sky, the earth, the sun. Let us come to home assignment. I have given you a very small home assignment today because we are going to continue with Anandi Gopal, an autobiography in the next class also, part 2. We are going to learn very detailedly about her life. Okay. So, before that, I would like to, based on the women we have been studied today, about few great women we have studied today, isn't it? About that, collect the life and works of Indira Gandhi, the first woman Prime Minister of India. Hope you will complete it. Hope you enjoyed this class today. Thank you, children.